You know, there have been 36 national championships awarded in the sport of lacrosse. These two teams have won half of them.
Colleen, thank you for a couple of minutes here. So what sense do you get from what it's going to be like tonight when Manny returns? Is this just going to be another steroids? What steroids? We love you, Manny, kind of a scene?
That 49-7 prediction wasn't looking too good before that fumble, and make no mistake, that really got the attention of this Army team. Sam and Ray, I don't want to make you guys feel old today, but you know, Matt Ryan was in utero in 1984 when that famous Doug Flutie play took place to beat Miami. We're 4,000 feet above West Point here with the West Point parachute team as they prepare to do what they do best, jump out of this helicopter right into the middle of the cadet pregame review.
Well, if you're a junkie like me, you're happy to see baseball is back, at least for some teams. And Tim Kirchin from ESPN, the magazine, and Baseball Tonight joins us to look ahead at the second half. Tim, one thing that's a little odd, I think, for some people, the fact that some teams are getting a four-day All-Star break. Some are starting tonight. 16 teams, I think, starting tonight. It's a little bit of an oddity.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's been going on for years now.
All eyes tonight clearly will be on L.A., Manny making his return to Dodger Stadium. And I guess he's going to just get the positive reception that every guy who gets busted or is suspected of being a user gets in his home park. Any reason to think it'll be any different tonight?
No, I think it'll be a love fest.
Meanwhile, on the other end of the performance spectrum, if you're talking about baseball, are the Washington Nationals. They've got a new manager now, Jim Riggleman in, Manny Acta out. Any reason to think it's going to make any kind of difference in Washington?
Well, I really don't think it will.
Another edition of ESPN News is on the air. Mike Hill hanging out with Rob Simmelkjaer. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And you know what? It felt like we needed to break out the bell bottoms, the old afros, the vinyl records, because they seem like they turned back the clock to 1977 during the first round of the British Open.
I mean, Tom Watson actually had the Argyle going, which I thought was pretty good right there.
That's making a comeback.
It really is.
Yeah.
Maybe it will after that. But yeah, very interesting day of golf. First round of the British Open at Turnberry, right on the water, and you see Tiger Woods. He got that early tee time, and 11th hole, par 3. He's getting it going a little bit here. He drops a long birdie putt. That gets him to 1 under par. Now, 15th hole, another par 3 after missing the green short. This is for par, and he just misses it low side. That's back to even par for Tiger. Now, 16th after a good drive, Tiger's approach on this par 4, and it's not a good approach, as you can see.
Oh.
He blocked it right and right into the hazard. That's going to cost him. Ball just floats right down the stream. He would bogey that hole. Now 17th. Tiger this time was right on his drive. His second shot. Can't get it back into the fairway. In the fescue, short of the green. He would par that hole, but that's a par 5. So he's looking for a birdie on that hole. Doesn't get it. Meanwhile, Miguel Angel Jimenez from off the front of the green. That's a birdie putt, and that is good. That was off the green for him. He shoots a 6 under 64 to move into sole possession of the lead. And this was the story of the day. Tom Watson, 59 years old, the oldest player in the field, a 5-time champion, blasting out of a greenside bunker here on 7. This is his third shot on a par 5, and that would set him up for birdie after he spins it back. He actually ended up 2-putting that for par. Now Watson on 17th for birdie. That's good, and that gets the legendary Tom Watson, 5-time winner, to 5 under par. That's where he would end up finishing the day. This is a par putt on 18. He needs to save par, and he does so. So he goes in the clubhouse leader, but then Jimenez would pass him later in the day, and Jimenez has the lead at 6 under par. You see Watson, Ben Curtis, another former champion who always plays well across the pond at 5 under as well. These are some impressive numbers. So these numbers, I think, tell you even more so how much Tiger Woods struggled, because a lot of guys went very low today. Tiger just could not get it done. Watson could, and he spoke afterwards about his rounds. And a good afternoon to all of you. I'm Rob Simmelkjaer, along with Lacrosse Hall of Famer Jack Emmer. As Jack, we get set for what looks like a pretty even first-round matchup.
This is going to be a great matchup.
Both of these goalkeepers are going to be a big focal point today. Jake Myers, a first-year starter for Cornell as a senior. He, of course, played behind the outstanding goalkeeper Matthew McGonigal at Cornell, who graduated last year. So we'll keep a close eye on both these goalkeepers all day. Meanwhile, Cornell off the save. They've got possession. This is John Glynn. Sending behind the net.
Cornell playing good control here, happy to have the ball. They want to get all three of their midfielders in the game. We're waiting for Max Seabold to get on the field.
It's Glynn with the left-hand cradle. Glynn's got the short stick on him, and now Cornell looking to make the substitution. And they send it out to Seabold. Seabold quickly gets by his man, works his way in, and a shot and another save. Oh, a good one there by Schroeder. So Schroeder 2 for 2 in saves so far today, and now he will help on the clear as he brings it up. A back check behind him. Schroeder will bring it all the way up into the offensive zone. He's going to walk right in on goal. Schroeder scores! Stefan Schroeder going coast to coast, and the goalie for Ohio State puts the Buckeyes up 1-0. Jamal Green knows how to play defense. But here, there is no stadium, no cheering crowd. Just a long metal fence along a dusty border. As a defensive end at the University of Miami, Green was part of the Hurricanes' 2001 National Championship team. 2 years later, he was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 4th round of the NFL Draft. But Green struggled with injuries and was released by 3 teams in the next 3 years, while compiling only 1 career sack. He began to think about life after football.
As a kid growing up, that was my number one thing I wanted to do. I always told my mom I was going to get involved in law enforcement. I always wanted to be a police officer or so do something like that.
So in the summer of 2007, Green filled out an application to join the Department of Homeland Security's Border Patrol.
You could have joined the police, you could have joined maybe the FBI. So why the Border Patrol?
Well, the Border Patrol is pretty much the front line of the law enforcement in this country. We're in Border Patrol, we are the first ones to come in contact with a lot of the weapons coming in from other countries illegally.
As he prepared to enter the Border Patrol Training Academy in February 2008, Green was presented with one more opportunity to return to the field.
I received a phone call from the Oakland Raiders, and they asked me to come out there and see how I would fit in to be a part of their team. And when they called me, I told them I didn't want to play anymore.
Green graduated from the academy and was assigned to El Paso, Texas, one of the busiest sectors on the nearly 2,000-mile divide between the U.S. and Mexico. El Paso is just across the border from Juarez, a city of 1.5 million people in the grips of a vicious drug war that has at times spilled into the United States.
So you're playing defense, just a little bit different kind of defense.
Just a little different kind of defense, exactly. We're trying to keep people from getting by. It's just like you would on the football field.
It's a much longer line of scrimmage.
It's a very long line of scrimmage. It's pretty much the whole outside of the whole edge of the United States of America.
89-223.
How many people do you guys typically encounter trying to cross in a night?
It depends. Sometimes there's none. Sometimes it's up to 15, 20.
As an NFL player, Green lived the childhood dream of so many young boys. Now, he says he's living his own.
A lot of people look up to football players as heroes, and when I was a kid, I looked up to law enforcement as heroes. I wanted to be one of the guys that go out and make a change, and try to do something about it.